What's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast, man. Got a special guest here today. A lot of good information. I got a lot of questions to ask him. I think he's a guru at what he do. He's a guru, man. Welcome to the what, man? Welcome to the podcast, man. So tell them a little bit about you.
So my name is Hassan Hilliard. I do not own the guru title. I've studied, I have failed, I have learned and definitely improved off that. But I'm multifaceted. So we do multimedia. I have a media company called P3MediaLLC.
Yes, sir.
I'm also a corporate workforce development global professional. So I control 6 countries. I just know how to kind of scrub up and improve people to shine like diamonds, you know.
Yes, sir.
We do a lot of different things. You know, in this culture, it pays for Black people to be multifaceted.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So,
yes.
Not to be cliche-ish, but, you know, we write books, I audio produce books.
Come on.
Had an upcoming podcast at the time. It did serve its purpose, so that is dormant currently.
Come on.
But it was a really good run for that as well. So yeah, we did a lot of different things that I'm sure we're probably gonna get into.
Yeah, so I have a couple questions though, because how long you been doing what you're doing, and exactly like kind of explain to the audience, like, do you produce movies? Do you write movies? I know you're an author, so let's just get into like one at a time. So
okay, all right. I got some examples, so it's easier for me to keep track this way too.
Yes.
All right. So
that's your camera right here.
This one.
Yes.
Okay. So the book, we call this a small business offering.
Yes, sir.
And this is podcasting for $3.
Come on.
And effectively, because, you know, as you have a platform as well, when we run these things, half the time what you get is somebody asking you,
yes,
how did you do it?
Yes.
How can I do it?
Come on.
Or, hey, I got a cousin who wants to be on your show. It's one of those.
It's some of,
right?
Yes.
The way I say, and I give this information because I feel like that's the gift, right?
Yes.
So what I try to do is to get at least in line, in sync with that person, to understand their intentions. That generally is a conversation over a cup of coffee.
I like that.
And that, you know, that might take 1 to 2 hours to do. So this is what I decided to do to scale myself.
I love it.
To say, okay, now if you really want to know about it, read this. Because you're going to buy me the cup of coffee.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so this is the same price. So
I love it.
Let's do that. And if you have questions after that, you can set up a time because, again, it's a funnel.
It's a funnel.
You can set up time to then consult. I can help brand you or understand your brand vision, help you in that direction because of those experiences. That's one facet.
Okay.
Audiobook production.
He got it all, y'all. He got it all.
We do have brothers and sisters who have come up with dynamic stories.
Okay.
And you know, they say that my story is interesting, and I appreciate it. But if we're going to help other people, right?
Come on.
The initial started with Nina Evans with "This Means More, It's Bigger Than Me," which is her telling of a young Black woman taking a chance, dropping everything that she had in America and actually moving to China, mainland China, which is funny because I lived in Hong Kong.
Okay, how long you lived up there?
A year the first time and 6 months the second time.
Okay.
So we understood the culture. Right?
I got you.
You'll see a lot of this now. It's trending about, you know, Black people in Asia and what they experience going through that.
I got you.
And our stories are not the same, but hers was fantastic. So I offered it to her. I said, why don't you have this on audiobook?
That's
people
good.
Using different formats. She said,
so how you feel about that? Do you think that people should take everything they know and package it up and sell it, or to leave it behind? You know what I'm saying? What's your mindset on that?
I think the word brave is a buzzword.
Okay.
And we as Black men don't use that.
Okay, I got you.
But I do understand that is a buzz topic amongst Black women and others as well.
Okay.
So what I say is that when she did it, I think she felt that God compelled her to take the opportunity.
Okay.
Can't argue with that.
I got you.
I don't believe He would compel me to do the same. Okay, you know, it's just
everybody different.
Everybody different. But you know, it's funny that your choice was to take the chance, and my choice was to take the business opportunity.
I got you.
And we both end up roundabout in the same place.
Okay.
So I don't really have an opinion about, you know, in a bad way. It's just when I hear it, I'm like, oh, is that what you did? All right. Wow. Okay.
I love it.
I feel that. But we definitely turned that to audiobook format.
Okay.
And that allowed for me to do another book from Natasha Watson.
Okay.
She's married now. She originally wrote this under Natasha Brown.
Mm.
And that's The Absence of Excess. So these are audiobooks now produced by P3 Media.
Ooh, okay. So let me ask you a question about audiobooks. So do you think for people, they will listen to the audiobooks better than read the book than read the information? Because I mean, I think it's a catch-22 though.
It's a catch-22, but I think it's split now. So you got a lot of differences when it comes down to who wants to hear something versus who wants to actually feel and read.
Okay.
So I think it's a different marketplace.
Okay.
Now, it's two of the same interest because clearly you want to hear the story.
Yes.
But you have readers and then you have listeners.
That's true.
You should be able to attack that from both formats if you want to get the message out.
Okay.
They can read it or they can hear it. And for those who don't have the means, the know-how, the patience, the whatever, you do need a producer.
You do.
And so therefore, here I am. I mean, you asked me to do it. We set it up and knocked it out.
So as you, because I know people want to ask this question, how are you balancing like corporate and business? How are you balancing the two?
I have always done it. I've always done it. I don't. We don't know what it's like to not hustle.
Okay, that's true. I've
always done it. I had a job since. I was cutting grass since I was 7. I mean, I had a job since I was legally able to work.
I got you.
And we come from that. We were taught that. So we're going to be able to have 1 or 2 multiple streams of income. Right?
Of course.
The thing about corporate America for me is that a lot of people look at it like I want to stop working for corporate America.
I got you.
I'm a little different.
I got you.
Explain that. I really enjoy what I do.
Ooh,
I really do.
That's good.
It's really hard for me to walk away. I tried to walk away about 3 times.
It's a tough one.
I got value. I see the value in it.
Okay.
Because I'm actually delivering a product that I believe in. So when I was ops and I was working, I didn't feel it this way.
Okay.
Making the money, it was cool. It afforded the opportunities. I lived on. This counts as one, so 3 separate continents.
Okay.
And lived is not the same as travel to.
Oh, that's true.
I didn't hit a lot of them, but I've lived on 3. So, and so I understand what that's like. Being in the operations department afforded me the opportunity to experience it.
Okay.
Then they saw the value in me, paid me accordingly. And then I went to kind of produce this knowledge base about the things that I did.
I like that.
That's a value to me. So if I value what I do, I see the results and the fruits of that labor, I really can't say, I can lead this way. I like it.
Yeah, okay.
So I balance it with, having a 9 to 5, excuse me. Let me put that over there. I balance it by having technically a 9 to 5 and a 6 to 11.
I got you. And I just think it's a different kind of dynamic and mindset because I usually meet 1 of the 2 people. I meet the person that says, I want to be full-time entrepreneur, and I be the person that say, hey, man, I'm good where I'm at. Entrepreneurship is just too much for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just, but the way you doing it is perfect for you, though.
It's perfect for me.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be the same way for everybody else. What I ideally found out, and let's say I've always been working, which is true.
Okay.
I think I was unemployed. Corporately unemployed for a year and a half.
Okay.
And I worked for myself.
I got
and that money was fine. I did graphic design for myself for the longest of time in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay.
And that's my background. So my educational background besides aviation is graphic design and photography.
Okay.
I've just kind of always did it. We've published more than just this. We published a calendar that went really well. Back in 2006.
Okay.
Back in 2006. Sold a lot to the jail system. So like anybody on lockdown, man, thank you very much. If you was down in 05, 06 between the continental United States from Washington to the other Washington.
Come on.
Hassan, appreciate you.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it was entrepreneurship. We were learning as we went. How to invoice, how to manage the studio back before digital photography was ever a thing.
That's good.
So we've been through that. And I've learned that the management of that, no matter what time of night or day it is, it was in me.
Gotcha.
But to go full force, and I'm like, well, I mean, this is feeding me too. So I'm able
that's true.
Buy this, buy that, not necessarily struggle on this side, but then still reap the fruits of labor of entrepreneurship too. Why not?
I love it though, because if I had to ask you a question, how do you want your legacy to look at the end of this journey? Because we all on the journey though. So like when people come back and they say, man, look what you done, like how do you want your legacy to look?
So my mom said one day she asked me to list my accomplishments, and I said I don't really do that.
Okay.
Because I tried to operate with a sense of humility. I said I really don't do that. I said if you didn't really know what I've been doing, then all right, cool. You know what I'm doing now. But she made me do it. I listed them all, and then after she read them, she just looked at me. She had tears in her eyes, and she's like, "You did all that?" I said, "This was just now." I said, "Just stick around. Stick around. There's a lot more to go on than this."
Come on.
And since then, it has been. So if it was on my deathbed, how I would want to say is that I was 10 toes down 100%.
Ooh, I love it.
But if you just ask me right now, man, stick around. There's going to be a lot more stuff coming.
So since you're talking about that, so where you see yourself? So first of all, you do have a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So you doing it daily now? Or you coming back daily?
It's going to be coming back, and it will be weekly.
Weekly, okay,
yes, yeah.
Weekly. Give us some tools, some skills of why people should even start a podcast.
Okay, so we're in an environment now where everyone feels like they have a voice, which is fine. I am taught, bred, and conditioned to be naturally competitive.
Okay.
What I feel like is that if you have what you think is a voice, then you should put that out into the open marketplace and see exactly if people listen to it.
That's true.
Because how do you know how good you are until you're really around other sharks?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I had a message. I actually had a real solid principle as to why I started in the first place.
Okay.
But it changed in season 2.
Ooh,
because,
all right, tell them about it.
So back to when you're gone, how are they gonna remember you? So I have a young boy.
Okay.
And I thought about it, and I said, now life ain't caught up with me. So if I'm not here though, how is he really gonna know his daddy?
Ooh, that's good.
I just really thought about it.
That's
we talking about legacy. So I spent 12 episodes really getting together the band, so to speak, getting the band back together, talking to my old friends, my old homies, showing highlights of business, also talking to people who knew me from business previous.
I love it.
How we set the trends, did all these things. And I wanted them to tell it, because if I say it, it sounds like I'm being grandiose. So I said, no, I'm going to let my guy who I was in business with,
yes.
who we shut down venues, events, and all this stuff, and said, you tell him what I did. I'm
okay.
And they did that. And that was 12 episodes. Now, after that, now you're talking to a businessman. Now you're talking to an entrepreneur.
So some things you learned during that process.
But now the crowd knows who I am.
Okay.
And so now I get to continue this by speaking with other entrepreneurs, other visionaries.
I like that.
I introduce myself first through other people, and then I also now carry on the message.
I like that.
It went well. Now I'm an artist, and I wanted to change the format, so I went from Zoom calls, because it was COVID, Zoom calls to studio, from studio to artistic, studio rooms.
I got you.
And you learn as you grow, because even as I mentioned in the book, you can see people changing formats.
Yes.
Even at the top. They buy new studios, get different cameras, change angles.
Yes.
Start doing diversions and branches off of their brand.
Yes.
So we are talking about everybody swinging the same way. They're just swinging in different weight classes.
And I think people need to know that part, because that part is because people say, well, when I have people renting this room out, I have all this equipment on the outside. Yeah. I give them the whole room, so they don't even have to worry about. Right now, I'm switching it myself. Yeah. But usually, when somebody else renting it, they don't got to worry about that.
But see, this is the cool part about what you're doing. You do this without thinking. Your brain is clicking.
Oh, yeah.
You're just kind of camera change. Whoop, yep, no, I'm talking. Yep, no, I'm going to talk. But no, I'm going to help. You're guiding a conversation.
Yes.
You're switching up the angles.
Yes.
This is autonomous to you.
Yes.
So, automatic. But what I really appreciate is that you had to practice at this to get this good.
Ooh, man, tell the people. They don't understand that part.
If you're not putting time towards your craft is only half as good as what it could be. I hate to tell you. I hate to want to break it to you. Go ahead.
No, so give us some quotes you live by, so that the person you are today, we can kind of see. Because the reason why I asked that question is when people tell me quotes, it's kind of that's that inspiration that push you to get. So give us 1, 2, or 3 quotes that you live by, daily.
So what I do when I mentor youth is that I say you either want it or you don't. Okay. And
what's the message behind that though?
Okay. So generally, it's the easiest thing to do is nothing.
Oh, that's true.
You ain't got to do nothing.
That's true.
You can sit back, you can chill, you can wait for somebody else to take care of it.
That's true.
There is no glory in doing that. None. So if you ideally want it, then you're going to do what it takes to actually get the task done.
I like that.
Pass, fail, or tie up. You're still going to do it, and what you walk away from is understanding that I did take the chance.
I love that.
But we got to be realistic, which is another thing that I talk about. Okay, because I don't, and I always say, anybody that knows me knows this, I don't speak feelings, I don't speak in color, I speak real facts and logic.
I love it.
So if you tell me there's something that you want, even in photography, let me know, hey, I want to do a photo shoot. All right, cool. What would you like to do? I just want something sexy. I'm gonna let you talk to my homeboy because my homeboy likes that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
he love it.
Yeah, he loves that because I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Because it's arbitrary.
So that's important that people know what you need to tap into.
Yes.
Like, don't try to do everything.
No.
Do what you know.
No, I know my range.
Okay, there you
I
go.
know my range.
There you go.
But then also I understand what it's going to take to produce an end result, right? So off mic, off camera, because I don't think we can show it here, but I can show you some images. Like we can do a photo shoot that's costing you $300, and you'll definitely like the pictures.
I got it.
But there's another one that costs about $2,300, and you've never seen anything like this before. You got to know what it takes to produce a thing like this. And it ain't the word sexy. That is a compliment to it.
I got you.
I want to know what you want to see when you see it, and then that way we can get that image done. So I'm factual. My guy is a little bit more ethereal in the way he talks. I don't do that. Like, just show me what you want. It's like going to the barbershop or the hair salon.
Yes.
You like the Halle Berry look? Cool, we can do that.
Yes.
I have something to work with.
That's true.
Because I'm a deliberate. It's no. I'm awarded. I'm published. I'm internationally exhibited. Permanent collections around the world. It's all good. Just tell me what you want, and I get it.
I love it. So photography and videography.
Yeah.
All right. Do you need two to build your brand, or is one more important than the other?
So now you need both.
Okay.
Now you need both.
Now.
In my era, you had to go with a videographer, and that was your team.
I got you.
Now you need both, and you also need to know how that's going to work in terms of your multitasking.
Okay.
Because you can be taking pictures at the event. Then you need to switch to video.
Got you.
You can direct that. Actually, there's a really shout out to ET. There's a really Erica Taylor is really good at videography.
Okay.
But when you ask her to do photography, she lets you know, like, hey, I'm only doing one of the two.
Okay.
Right? Because you got to wear two hats. One is still, one is motion.
Yeah, moving.
Right. So you're asking a person to perform two tasks. They need to manage how and when they do that, which helps to coordinate. So for me, photography was great. I've switched to videography. And
so you like that more than photography?
I don't know if I like it more.
Okay.
I don't know if I like it more.
Okay.
I realized that the bridge between what I do visually, the challenge was, can I replicate the type of imagery that I create?
Okay.
Still, can I do that on video? And because artistically, I have a stark look. I have a dramatic look. I have a dramatic way to capture things. I'm not a contract photographer. I'm an artist.
I got you.
So
you say that, I got to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Editing, are you the type of person that put a lot of filter on your videos? Are you like clean?
I'm clean.
Straight to the...
I'm clean. As a matter of fact, my mantra with photography is garbage in, garbage out. So if we're having a bad day, if it's overcasting, we may need to switch locations.
Okay.
We can bump it up.
Okay, I got you.
But I really don't like doing post-production. Really don't. Even when we book models, the models, I am very preferential, and I tend to like flawless skin.
Okay.
You know, if somebody is not so much like that, again, my partners are like, yo, we can work with them. Like, you can work with them.
Your audience.
I know what I'm going to do at the end. I'm
That's
not
true.
spending all night long doing post-production.
That's
no disrespect.
true.
There's people out there that are absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
But if you've seen, just roundabout call a Kardashian a Kardashian, you haven't seen them in person.
That's
if
crazy.
you see them in person, you say, oh, I know what they're doing on those pictures because they don't look the same.
Gotcha.
And that's the reality of the situation. Right now, we're in a microwave popcorn marketplace.
Yes.
That you need to make someone look almost not like what they are in order for them to be satisfied with the picture, because that's the standard now.
I just tell my wife this. I'm like, most men that I know, they don't wear makeup.
Yeah, come on.
So you getting the normal, you getting us for who we are. But women, we get something that we probably don't know what it is.
My boy, man, shout out to my boy, man. I'm not gonna name names. I'm about to give you a backhanded compliment. My dog can put an eyeball on somebody. That girl walk around with one eye, man. He be like, yo, I can get the other eye.
Yeah.
He can Photoshop like nobody's business.
I love it.
I was like, hey, bro, I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna send all that to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because it's not about me. What you eat don't make me go to the bathroom. What I want you to do is have fun in what you're doing.
I love
I
it.
I can't spend all night long doing this. So what I like to do is take a very clean photo.
I got it.
And we light it right, and we shoot it the first time. It's the difference between using a sniper rifle versus using a machine gun. You're just going to shoot 700 photos and filter down what works. I'm only going to shoot about 200.
You know, and me personally, I like the kind of photographer you are, because I hate when somebody give me pick a picture and you got 900 pictures you sending me. I'm like, bro,
can't do it.
Bro, send me 6 pictures.
Yeah, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. Like, I'm really busy.
Yes.
I'm the busy that I wish that I was in 20 years old when I was telling girls I was real busy.
Yeah.
I'm really busy right now.
I love it.
Thank God. But
Yes.
I'm on it. So for me, everything is very condensed. It's very tight. I'm good at what I do. I don't go outside my lane. But in my lane, I'm a monster. So we just really handle things the way that they're supposed to be handled.
So there's a word game I like to play.
Okay.
And this word game, I'm gonna give you 2 words. You tell me, do you need both or do you don't need them at all?
Okay.
Confidence and cockiness.
You don't need cockiness. You need confidence. You need confidence. Cockiness is a immature end result of what you ultimately want.
So what is Kobe and Jordan though? It's just
the best in their era.
I was about to say, is it like
okay? All right, let's go into the morals and the ethics of these two people.
I got you.
Kobe Bryant was we call him a basketball nerd.
Yes.
Okay. He studied very hard. He practiced all the time. Okay. He loved competition, but really what he did in his own personal time was really just try to get better at himself.
I love that.
Jordan, different. Tried to get better at himself, but needed somebody to tell him what was, what wasn't. Needed someone to push him to make him feel like he wasn't the dog that he was. He wanted to embrace competition more than self-improvement.
Okay.
Now the reason why I'm saying this is because if you look at
so you don't think there's no cockiness in that?
No, I think you're talking to 2 very elite people.
Okay, I got you.
Very elite people.
I got you.
But at the
they knew what they was about.
Yeah, like you're not talking, and we can talk about what I'm doing my film on because this is different. It's a totally different person.
Okay,
but it's the same thing. You're not talking to somebody who played AAU.
I got you.
You know, like you're talking to someone that the basketball players who are great say he's the greatest.
Yes,
there's gonna be an air there. There's gonna be an air.
I got you.
You know, like I met who's my man? I met Mr. Bill Russell.
Okay.
You can't tell Bill Russell, rest in peace, you can't tell him anything, bro. I'm not in the league. I didn't do this with you. He looks at you like, you didn't play with me? You didn't play in my era.
Yeah.
And you ain't the best in yours. So what can I help you with? Like, it's different. You're talking to an animal, man.
That's true.
And I am old enough to respect that. But they are confident because you can't disprove. You can't take no numbers off that jacket.
I got you.
That ain't cocky, though.
So mindset or money.
The Millionaire situation was cocky.
Okay.
All right.
I got you.
I own it. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Mindset or money, which you need both or
mindset or money? Is that what you said?
Yeah, so we got to talk about the difference between mindset and money. Do you need both?
What are you trying to do?
That's a good response.
Yeah, what are you trying to accomplish?
You
know? A mindset can take you into areas where your money unknown can't. Right?
Okay.
If you got some paper but nobody knows who you are.
Okay.
Right? So you just kind of came in with the paper. How are you going to get into those conversations? Right? Because those conversations are about the boat. They're about your reputation. They're about your equity. And then they're also about who can vouch for you, right? That's your rep, right? But if you got a good mindset and people can talk and vouch for you, and they'll take you into some different rooms, man. But that's the difference between somebody paying for a podcast versus somebody being invited to one.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. Hunger or humbleness? Do you need both?
You need both. You need both. You need both.
But why? To explain the difference to you, why you need both.
See, what I want, and this is why I don't stop.
Okay.
So what I want is I want to see what I create go further than what I imagined it to be.
I like that. I like that.
In almost anything that I do.
Okay.
Right? So we shout out to the brothers on Lock because they're the ones who really paid for that thing. They paid for that publication. You know? It didn't really sell out in the free world, but they were tearing it up. I mean, I'm talking like I went from a 4-figure investment to a 5-figure profit. Like I wasn't playing around with it. I bought a truck and everything. It was crazy. But I never thought it was going there.
I got you.
I started getting them certified checks and I was like, where are these coming from? Like this TDC, this Washington, this like, oh, we're gonna keep going.
Crazy.
Right. So I want to see where it's going, and that makes me hungry. I'm humble because I know what I've accomplished, but I know I haven't accomplished everything.
Okay.
And there's some big.
So you need a mix. You need the mixture of both.
Yeah. I'm not the man. Like, I mean, I appreciate someone who said I was, but I'm like, I ain't, man, because I ain't done what's gonna make me feel like I am.
And so, do you think that comes from knowing that you want better than where you're at?
Yes.
Because I think a lot of times people feel like I'm that person, and they get comfortable. And I tell you, when you get comfortable. The minute you get comfortable, your success gonna slow down.
Yeah, but I mean, okay. Now let's talk about champions. So I think a champion mindset is that you feel like you are the greatest or great.
Okay.
I feel like that's a champion mindset.
Okay.
And I will never disprove that. Now, one night you may be proven wrong, but you had to walk into, let's just say, the ring. You had to walk into that ring knowing that you were not going to be
like
defeated.
the Spence and
Crawford, right? You had to know that you weren't going to get defeated.
Gotcha.
Tyson versus Buster Douglas. You had to know that you really didn't feel like he was going to lose. You had to know it was cocaine, but you had to feel like you wasn't going to get defeated.
I got
That's
you.
important because that's your mindset.
I got you.
You call it cockiness if you want to, but it's your mindset.
I got you.
And I feel like you need both because that's what makes you feel like I can accomplish anything.
I think that's good too. So you got a time capsule about this big.
Okay.
It's about this high.
Yeah.
You're on your way out.
Okay.
There's only 3 things you can put in there for people to remember you by. What are those 3 things?
Oh. My so there's a photo album that we have.
Okay, you putting that in there for sure.
That's going in because those pictures were taken either me and my father or by my father.
Okay.
So that's going in.
So that's going in there.
That's going in.
2 more things you can put in there. People to remember you by.
My A trophy.
A
trophy.
Okay.
There's a couple of things that I did, but there's one of them that has to go in because that's going to be like for real? One of them, right?
I got you.
And then also, I have a 142-year-old heirloom Bible. So that needs to go in there too. Those are the 3.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what do you, if you can go back and talk to your 13-year-old self, what do you
go
tell?
to Six Flags that day, boy.
What do you tell him that your life looked different today?
Know what, man? I'll be honest with you. I really think that everything that I did got me here.
Okay.
So
That's good.
Now, there's a couple of people I could probably say no to.
Okay.
We can skip some chapters.
I got you.
Okay. And some interactions and engagements. But quite honestly, I would just say, keep your head up and stay on the right path because I feel like I did for the most part. But if I could say, if you wait 5 years, if you wait 5 years,
patience,
what's going to come to you, you could probably reject that. You're going to be okay.
I like that.
Because those things you probably didn't need to do.
I got that. Because I think a lot of times people always have like questions like, man, like they live with regret. All right. So this is the question I like to ask people. I'm like, man, every day you wake up, do you feel like, because like we got different chapters in our life. This is how I look at life. Whatever year you're on right now is a chapter of your life.
Yeah.
Each chapter have 365 pages in it, and some of them got 366. So if I had to ask you, what were some of the best chapters of your life, what would you tell me?
The day I got
Okay.
So that was chapter 20-something.
Okay.
Chapter 39 is the year my son was born.
Okay.
Wasn't the best, but it was imperative. Chapter 38.
Okay.
Chapter 38. Yeah, so chapter 38 first, then chapter 39. Very, very good bridge and arc to that. One was incredibly painful, and the other one was very, very joyous, but it was important. How many more chapters can I use?
About 2 more.
Chapter 31.
Okay, chapter 31.
Chapter 31. No, wait. What year was that? Yeah, no, chapter 30.
Okay,
Chapter 30. Chapter 30. Chapter 30, and I leave it at that for now.
Okay. Yeah. The reason I asked though, because I try to tell people like, man, this life going by so fast. I'm 44. I mean, I'm 43, about to be 44 in about 6 months. I'm like, man, I'm just remember like time is blinking.
Yeah.
So like every day I wake up, I'm like trying to put in this time, but I'm also smarter than what I used to be.
Of course.
Because I understand that you can't do everything in one day. Because my theory is, I ask a lot of the young kids, I was like, if I give you $1 million tomorrow, but I need you to eat this elephant today, would you do it? Most of them say, yeah, I'm going to do it. I say, your body can't digest the elephant in 24 hours. You can't even chop them up in.
You're going to be done in 6 hours.
It might take you 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Eat the foot.
That's what I'm saying. So I say all that because it's like every day is a journey.
Yes.
All right. So take us on. So right now you're in the process of filming the movie or writing the movie? Both.
Both, yeah. So I wrote it.
Okay.
I wrote the treatment for it. The joy of a documentary is that you effectively don't have to write it.
Okay, I got you.
You do have to template it. You do need to know the things that you need to include. And that's, that template is good, it's approved, it's greenlit. We're about 15 hours deep in terms of collected footage that I have.
Okay.
And archive footage, I think we might have 8.
And this is your documentary or your life?
No, it is not. So,
okay. No. You said archive footage. I'm like, I'll say something you have, somebody else.
Yeah, no, we're doing a documentary on Houston legends. A 3-time world champion, Reggie Sweet Johnson.
Okay.
He's a 3-time world champion in boxing, 2-time middleweight, 1-time light heavyweight.
Wow.
The interesting story about him is that when you look at all these boxers and all their accomplishments, one thing that he doesn't have, he don't have a 30 for 30, which I think is crazy, based on what he has done.
Okay.
And then he also doesn't have a induction into the Hall of Fame. There's about 3 Hall of Fames, but let's just talk about the big one. He doesn't have an induction to the big Hall of Fame.
I got you.
Now, if you ask him, you're going to be here for an hour about him really talking about, this thing.
Got you.
And he and I were in the same boxing gym together when I came back home from Hong Kong.
Okay.
So that's how I met him. So that was a long time ago. And he was training for a comeback.
So this is a documentary that y'all make into a 2-hour, 3-hour piece?
Full feature length runtime, yeah, 80 minutes total. 80 minutes total. Yeah, it's not a docuseries. I don't want to do that.
I got you.
Our hopes is that it will branch off into other things, but that's the entrepreneurial spirit.
Okay.
What we really need to do is to lock down a very solid product with his documentary, and we are there. I have the preview to show you the trailer, and that trailer will be shown at the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame next month.
Okay.
So we in there. So we're marketing it that way. He was. And I hate saying
he's still living?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's alive. And he's a good friend of mine and a very solid dude. Fifth Ward is where he came from. So, that required me to, dig deep and say, all right, look, I'm going to put the camera on motion instead of on photo. And then we'll start to really document this the way that I ideally want it to be. And we've...
How hard is that, though? Because,
ain't hard if you can see how it
okay, so you already got the vision.
Yeah, I had it.
Okay,
I had the vision.
I got you.
Like we sat down and talked to him. When I was talking to him, I was like, "Hey, bro, how come you don't have a 30 for 30?" And he's like, "Oh man, blah blah politics."
Of course,
because it really is that. And so I summarized it that way, and I was like, "All right, cool." I said, "Well, what about the Hall of Fame induction?" And man, he went off and like, "Okay, short story, politics."
I got it.
So I was like, "All right, bet. I'm in it. I'm in the world, right?
Okay.
And this is my guy." And now I'm saying, well, how would you feel? Because he knows what I do.
Yeah.
I say, well, how would you feel if I took a shot at doing the documentary? I said, I'll tell you how this works. I said, I'll produce it because at that point, we can talk about how the revenue is going to be split.
I got you.
Right? Where do you want it to go? How do you, all that? And he's cool with that.
Okay.
And he said, we'll see because other people have brought it up. I said, they ain't going to do it like me. And so when I got him in the studio the first time, he was like, oh man, no, I ain't never seen nothing like this, man. I said, man, this looked like when I was over at ESPN and they was interviewing me for the title fight.
Come on.
So I said, this is what I do, bro. I want the best because this got my name on it.
Yes.
It's like I can't have a, JoJo's documentary shack on my jacket. Like, I really want this to look good.
Yes.
So it wasn't hard because I saw it. But I don't shoot photos until I see the vision. I don't plan and I don't purchase sets. I book the set. Because I know what I want to see the background to look like, and then I find the model.
I like that.
Like, this is how I work. So I already knew what I wanted it to look like. I really did. I did the treatment. He was like, oh yeah, no, this is my whole life. I said, well, I know because we're friends. So I know what happened.
Yes.
I said, but these are the things we need to integrate, and these are the people that I want to talk to.
So you shot a real, I say not real, but you shot like a film before?
Like on film?
Yeah.
Like motion picture film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference between the doc and the motion picture?
Okay, so we still call it film.
Oh, you still do?
We still call it a film.
I got you.
Because artistically, it is that category.
Okay, I got you.
You can call it a documentary. But in other circles, they can call it a film.
Okay, I got you.
Now, for this, because, for digital streaming services, you really can't shoot on analog style.
Okay.
Can't shoot film. It needs to be in a certain format. You almost need to shoot in a certain type of camera if it's going to go to certain places, right?
That's true.
So the aspect ratios are important with that. But the technical stuff is what I do.
Okay.
Like, I'm technical first.
Okay,
right?
I got you.
So other people are, I think, creative first, and I respect it. I am technical one, creative second, right? Because I execute. But I have shot on film. I was in school when they told me what digital photography was going to be. But you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, so I bought this camera for no reason, is what you're saying. Because it's going to change everything.
Yes.
The stock market plummeted at that point. But yeah.
And you got receipts, though. That's why I tell people I got receipts. Like, I got videos back from 1999.
Super 8.
And people
high,
like,
high
what?
eights. Yeah, high
So
eights,
I got the receipts.
Yes.
And so I always tell people, like, I've been editing videos for like 25 years now. And I love the artistry of video.
Yeah. But there's an art to editing too.
To editing, yes.
Yeah, like that style. I'm sure this preview you can see what I'm talking about. Like, this is a mix of stuff from the 99, because he fought Roy Jones in 99. Okay, so this is stuff from 99, and then the stuff from 2 months ago, right? And we blend it all together.
That's cool.
Just try to make it feel, because I need you to see who I'm talking about. So when you see this old stuff, you're like, oh no, he been doing this.
He been doing that.
Yeah. But then you look at the new stuff and you can see what he looks like now as an older gentleman. I've really taken my time to make sure that I'm representing him correctly.
I got you.
But also representing the story correctly. It's good, bad, and indifferent. That's what happened.
And I think that's so amazing that you can take somebody ideals and then implement it and dump it and say, okay, let's create this. It's magic. It's literally magic.
It's puzzle pieces.
Yes.
It's you know what it's like? It's like taking 1,000-piece puzzle with no picture, but you got to put together the puzzle, and then after you're done, paint it yourself. That's what this is like. That's what that looks like.
That's tough.
It is. But it's fun. It's going to be a reward in the end.
He's going to be rewarded.
End up looking like Starry Night or something.
So look, I have 5 acronyms that I live by.
Okay.
I'm going to say them, and then you tell me what you think. Okay. First one is POUR. And the acronym is passing over opportunity repeatedly. Okay. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, that's solid. I like that one. Yeah, so the poor mindset would be an individual who does that.
Yes.
Right, and then they have a blame mindset at that because nobody gave them an opportunity, but God sent you a boat already. But yeah, I got you. Okay.
The next one is hope.
Okay.
Help other people excel.
Okay.
I believe you help enough people get what they want out of life, you're going to get what you want out of life.
That's your karma loop right there. My name is African Arab, and it does mean benevolent. So therefore, I give. So I get it.
Money, acronym, momentarily owned, not externally yours.
Okay.
It's just a tool. What's your thoughts on it?
It belongs to God. It ain't really yours. You
borrowed it for a minute.
Yeah, he let you borrow it. You're a meat wagon. At this point, you're gonna have a time that expires. After that, you got to give it all back.
That's true. And the last one I have is denial. And denial stands for don't even notice I am lying.
I like that.
People lie every day to themselves, man.
Yeah, that one's just nice. That one's just nice. Yeah. Yeah, if you can lie to yourself, you can definitely lie to everybody else. It starts with you. It starts with you in the mirror. And some people don't even look in the mirror before they leave the house.
That's true. So this is the part where I'm gonna throw you the alley hoop. Okay. Anything you want to ask me? Any
How long has your podcast platform been out?
Mine has been out since 2020.
Okay. So
I've been podcasting since 2018 with me and my wife. So,
but this one in particular?
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah. Okay. So let's use both. Do you feel like you've hit the milestones that you ideally wanted your podcast to be?
Financially, yeah.
Financially.
Let me explain. To me, subscribers don't matter.
Okay.
Impact do.
Okay.
And the reason why is because I have people that sat right there that have 1 million subscribers and making no money.
Yes.
So to me, it's the impact. So now I created a digital course from podcasting. I created an ebook, and I got mentors. Yeah. I mean mentees that I mentor for $2,500 a year. Okay. They pay. So I hit the mark that I wanted to. Yeah. Can I? Of course. I mean, I'm not going to stop because at the end of the day, I want people to see 1,000 Why Now Is Your Time podcasts with different people like yourself that they can say, oh man, we dead and gone. Somebody can be like, oh, let me watch this interview. You know what I'm saying? And see what they done. So, I mean, of course, I just love podcasting for the fact of just being able to meet people like yourself, interview and talk. And I don't get caught up because I know me making $1 million is simple. And we already doing it because how simple it is. Yeah. Yeah. Because people think I need 1 million followers. I'm like, bro, that don't mean nothing.
It's funny. I do want to ask you another question.
Okay.
But I like that. I like that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But I was trying to explain that to an older family member, and they were talking to me, and they're talking about money. I said, you realize I hadn't already blown through $500,000 already. And they were like, how? I'm like, and then I broke it down. They're like, wow, I never really think about it. Like, so no, you think about $500,000 in the bank, but you wouldn't even keep it.
That's
you
what
wouldn't
I'm
keep
saying.
it. You put 500, and you put 5,000 in somebody's hand, it's going to be blown.
Quick.
I can take, you can too. We can tell you how to blow $1 million like 3 days. That's 3 days without a coke habit. We can tell you how to blow $1 million. Okay, like we're not talking about that as in terms of it being the end.
Yes.
But the last question is, are you happy as an entrepreneur?
I am. Okay. I'm super happy as an entrepreneur because I feel like I'm living my dreams every day.
Cool.
This is book number 1. I'm working on 2 more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm working on 2 more. So this is this book. I'm gonna tell you how hard this book was to finish.
Mm-hmm.
I had, before I met my wife 9 years ago, I had this book on the shelf for about 5 years before then.
Mm-hmm.
And when I met her, she was like, man, you got this, you need to publish that. And I still was playing around. I was working at the railroad, got caught up living, you know, so been an entrepreneur for the last going on 5 years, man. I truly
like it.
I truly living out my purpose, bro. I mean, I enjoy to wake up and create videos, wake up and impact people coming to the studio and we show them how to build their products. And I just enjoy that part of entrepreneurship.
So you do get a return.
I get a return.
Yeah. And spiritual return at that, but yeah.
Yeah. And then to have people come and say, like we had a business partners fly from North Carolina about a month ago just to work with us. Yeah. Off a referral of somebody else we helped with their digital products. Yeah. They came and built their digital products with dump trucks. So I mean, it's just the mindset.
You know what I like to hear? Because this is how I think there's validation within your business structure to let you know you're on the right track. Not your platform. Your platform has to be backed by a business structure.
Yes.
Right? Which you clearly have.
Yes.
When you start getting people that you don't expect to come to you with the money,
crazy, and
you're like, hey, wait, hold on. How'd you find me again? And you're like, nah, well, Steve. And they're like, I don't know, Steve. That means that you're going outside of your bubble.
Yes.
Right? When you get outside the bubble, like with this project, with Reggie, I'm talking to people that me and my dad used to watch on TV.
Come on.
I saw you fight so-and-so, and you knocked him out. It's crazy. Like, I'm literally talking to you. Like,
I love it.
And he's like, oh, man, that was a long time ago. I was like, you don't understand. To me, that's the time capsule, right? So when I realize I'm having out-of-body experiences talking to people that I quite honestly would never have talked to, right? When I sat down with Holyfield, and I was like, here's the deal. Like, before the camera started rolling, I said, I need you to understand the first time that I saw you, and now I'm listening to you, looking at you now. I said, good. I was 18 years old. We was coming out he was getting ready to fight, coming out of 24-hour fitness. This is when he was like big Holyfield. and I was like, it was the moment though, because he's very humble. I said, it was the moment. Now the key to that thing, not to flex about it, but we flew him in on a private jet for me to even sit down and talk to him right then and there.
Come on.
So I'm like, from 18 to now, I just want to shake your hand again and say thank you for the opportunity. Now we can talk. Because you're looking at a professional, but I'm looking at a shark. Like, he's a real live werewolf. Like, he stares at you and like, man, I don't know if he's going to get frisky on me or not. Because I'm going to have to move.
Yeah.
But these are the things, like when it goes out of your bubble, man, it's so satisfying and gratifying, and I'm happy for you.
Yes, I appreciate it. And I think the most important thing is like you just said, having a structure, a system, and then scale it.
Yeah.
Well, now that I can run a play and I take my hands off of it and I wake up to sales, I wake up to like people, hey man, I seen you online, bro. If I tell people, don't fall in love with the followers of people, because people got a lot of followers and have no money. You know what I'm saying? So the system, everybody, when I go do speaking engagements, I say Power 1000. That's like, what you mean by that? Learn how to help 1,000 people spend $1,000 with you every year.
There you go.
That's $1 million.
That's $1 million. It's very simple math.
It's simple.
It's very simple math.
Or you can create a product for $200 and 5,000 people buy it. It's just so
$1 million.
It's just so simple. So then you break it down by 365 days. It gets easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I sell
that's your math.
15 a day, 15 a day.
It starts there. It starts there, and eventually you're gonna scale it.
So
I felt the purpose more than the profit. It's leveling out now, which I'm very thankful for.
That's good.
Because I wouldn't have done it if I didn't feel compelled to do it. But when I felt like it was on the right track, I was satisfied with it. Then somebody else talked about it. I was like, how did they hear about that? And so now it becomes a thing. When we met at Melanin Minds,
yes,
for the life of me, up until the point I asked them, I was like, how did you message me? They messaged me. I'm like, I don't know who you are. Thank you, but I'm not sure who you are. Now we can meet.
Yes.
And I appreciate the opportunities because now you're going to see who you asked to be on the show.
Yes.
But initially, to me, it was blind. Now I realize it was led, and someone did drop the referral. I'm like, oh, that's dope. I have to take them out to dinner. Thank you.
And that's so good, though, that your name is so good. Because me and my wife, we build our business on integrity.
Yes.
So it's so important that your name is so good that other people say, man, take a look at him.
No, he's solid. You know what I'm saying? Talk to him.
And so I think once you can live with that, and every day I wake up, I'm like, God, I pray for two things, favor and wisdom. I pray for favor so that God give me the wisdom to know what room to go in. And when I go in the room, he put the favor on my life. The money, I'm job free. So the money coming.
It's going to come. It's gonna come.
All right, so leave them with one thing. If you had to leave them, that 18-year-old kid that's trying to be an author, that's trying to be a photographer, that's trying to be a movie producer, like leave them with one gem that you just speaking to them, like he 18, 19, 20.
Okay, so check this out, right? My father was the oldest living male on the block, and he was a father to many men, many young men back in that era. The next oldest male just passed away 2 weeks ago. Okay, so rest in peace to Mr. Eli. He was a solid pillar in the community as well. I spoke at his funeral, and what I said to them, I said the influence for you to go where everybody else is going, you need to fight that. Because if everybody's going right, there's probably a benefit of going left, okay? Because the followers are going to do that.
Yes.
So what you need to do is to focus in on how can you make impact as best and as early as possible. I'm talking about positive impact, not negative impact, because some of us want to be infamous because they don't know what famous means.
That's
so they
true.
choose to be infamous instead, and that's the route they take. You can see a lot of examples. They are microwave. As soon as they make the news, you don't hear about them no more. That's infamy. If you want to be famous, at least be rich first, okay, so that you can't be affected. But at 18 years old, it's okay to go left if everybody's going right.
Come on.
If you believe you can, you can. Because if you believe you can't, you're right.
Listen, man, he dropped some gems. Anything else you want to leave before we get off?
I mean, where to follow me and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. So tell them. So we're going to be on the screen, but tell them where to follow you. Where's the best site? What's your website? What's your social media? And why should they follow you?
So my social media is at P3MediaLLC. The website is P3Media.net. You will be able to find the online store there. You can find the ebook and the physical book podcast for $3. This is on Amazon also. The links to anything else will probably be on those websites also. And the full length trailer for the documentary will be posted shortly. Right now we have a very simple reel, but the real one's going to be posted shortly. So, it's coming.
Listen, man, he gave you guys a lot of gems. As he been talking the whole time, I'm having stuff popping up on the screen. I always tell you guys two things. Number one, watch me like you watch TV and your mindset will change. And the last thing is go out and design the life you want, create the brand you deserve. But most importantly, leave your legacy with your own information and products. You die empty, don't die full. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.